We are Fairy Tale!
I am Natsu Dragneel.
Hey, I'm Gray.
Put your clothes back on, you damn underpants, Shogun.
Oh, you want to go, General Snowface?
Yeah, come on, bring it, Droopy Eyes!
I'm Loki, and ladies, my number is... And you can text me anytime.
I am Elfman. Hair from my fist to meet your face.
Natsu!
What?
Hi. Hey, Natsu!
Huh?
Lucy likes you!
Don't say weird shit like that when I'm trying to fight Gray! Oh yeah? Well, you still haven't beaten me yet, Gray.
Oh yeah, you want to go again?
Bring it then!
Until the two of you are stronger than me, no fighting!
I'll be good.
Urza, why don't you just let them be? Isn't it better this way?
Hey, Charle! Yeah? Here's a biscuit cup for you. No way!
Hey, Natsu,
Huh?
remember when I asked you if I could be your wife a long while back?
Uh-huh.
That question still stands.
What?
It still stands.
Don't you get involved in this, Gray.
Is the big bad Natsu gonna get angry?
Fire Dragon's Fist! Whoever the hell else we feel like bringing into this show, I'll give you a clue. Shooba-dooba! So welcome to episode 9 of the Fairy Tale Podcast. We've got a nice episode for you today. We are recapping episodes 13 and 14, and we are going through 245 for the manga chapter this week. We've also got a bit of fairy tale news for you. It's actually kind of really, really exciting fairy tale news. And we've also got our segments for you in the form of Charles' Magical Education, Cooking with Elfman, and Redis' Gallery with Lisanna. Alright, so in the way of podcast news real quick, we're going to go ahead and bring up the New York Comic Con, which is what we're trying to get to, because it's heavily, heavily fairy-tailed out for the anime part of it this year. And so we're asking for you to help us out by donating. It's pretty simple. You can go to the Konoha Corner Podcast website, which is konohacornerpodcast.webs.com. Click on the donation button and donate through our PayPal. If you can't do that, you can always send us an email to fairytalepodcast@gmail.com letting us know how you would like to help donate to us. If you want to get like a money order or something like that, you can. And apparently Gray will kiss you. Or ask to borrow your underwear. One of the two. Gray, your clothes?
Still have to put them back on again.
Yes, you did.
Sorry. Just happens. It's like I kind of black out when it happens, so I don't know I'm doing it.
Alrighty. So, yeah, with all that having been said, and way too much information on some of our parts.
Just a bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. We are now going to move on to the fairy tale news. Alright, so this week in Fairy Tale News is probably the biggest announcement we will have for you. The organizers of the New York Anime Festival, or NYCC, which is the New York Comic Con, announced on Thursday that it will host the Fairy Tale manga creator Hiro Mashima on October the 14th and 15th in New York City. He will appear at his own Q&A session and in a larger Fairy Tale panel with voice actors Todd Haberkorn, Colleen Klinkenbeard, Jeremy Lay, and Newton Pittman. He will also appear at a premiere screening of Fairy Tale. So he's going to appear at the screening for the dub, which will be really, really cool. In addition to creating Fairy Tale and drawing the manga since 2006, Mishima created the Rave Master manga and anime, Monster Hunter Orage manga, and Monster Soul manga. So this looks really, we're really, really excited about this. We hope to get an interview with him that we can videotape and post up on our YouTube page so that all of you can check it out. Also, we want to get interviews with all the different guests and put them up on the podcast, of course. But definitely want to get a chance to sit down with Hiro Mashima and find out what's going on. We may, for the most part, we're going to keep it just kind of questions about him and relating to Fairy Tale, but we might ask a couple of questions that are spoilerific. Also, if you have a question that you would like us to ask, please send your question in to fairytalepodcast@gmail.com. I believe Gray has a bit of news for us as well.
Yes, I do. Now, some people have been getting to me. You, Haku from that other podcast.
It's okay, we can say Konoha Corner, it's not like Voldemort.
Haku from Konoha Corner brought it up. And the Perviambu, who sends fan mail into Konoha Corner as well, have brought it to my attention that there are some fake dubs that are being released right now. On, if I remember rightly, one of the websites is Dub Happy.
We just want to point out that these aren't real dubs. These are like fan dub things. So don't go on there thinking that you're... And I mean, in a way, it's kind of fan dubbing, but considering that they're keeping with every line of dialogue that's been subbed, then technically all they're doing is they're taking the translations that have been done by Crunchyroll and putting voice to them. And they're saying that it's a dub. And it's not the official dub. Please make sure you go to Funimation's website for Fairy Tale, funimation.com/fairy-tale, and watch those episodes to support the official series as it's being streamed online.
Yes.
Crunchyroll, you can also watch some of them too. So please just support the official stuff and don't get fooled.
Also, you can tell that they're not official because the quality is not very good at all.
It's shit quality.
Kind of sounds like someone's mic they had on here a while ago.
Oh!
Kiba, sorry. Like Kiba is... Yeah, Jiraiya and Kiba mixed together, so sometimes it's really loud and then sometimes it's all...
Alright, so that wraps us up for the news for this week, and we are going to move on to the anime recap. So this week's episodes are episodes 13 and 14. And I'll go through and try and sum up as best I can. Gray is defeated. Natsu, in his giant ice ball block thing, puts Gray on his shoulders and starts carrying him off. Meanwhile, Lucy's at the village warning all of the villagers / demons that some of the people are coming to destroy the village. The first people to show up are Natsu, who is carrying Gray. And the time that this has been going on, she's used Virgo to make a pitfall trap, which was totally obvious. And yet, Natsu actually stops in front of it and says, "What's this?" and starts touching it with his foot and falls into it.
Because you're an idiot.
But at the same time, it broke the ice. Pitfalls are a good way to break the ice, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Of course. And break a couple other things, too, if you land wrong.
Yeah, if you land wrong.
Some bones and, maybe some...
Those aren't all that important. Okay, so the rat flies over carrying a big bucket of jelly and poison.
Yeah, just tape rulers to yourself. You'll be alright.
It's basically like the magical equivalent of acid.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they toss it at the village. Natsu uses his fire to punch it and kind of make it go around a good bit of where all the villagers are standing, but the village itself is destroyed.
As usual.
As per usual. Natsu fights 2 of the 3 mages that are there. Lucy takes off, grabs on to the rat's foot and starts tickling it, which makes it stop spinning its tail, and thus it free falls to the ground, which was hilarious. Natsu encounters a guy who can create a barrier in which magic does not work, and it hurts to put your hand in the barrier, but Natsu's, his brain's slow, so he doesn't really feel the pain or whatever, I guess. I know who voices who, but that's nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool, you can actually throw that down.
Alright, so, another of the really cool things is Natsu, just says, okay, if I can't use magic inside the sphere, I can use it outside. So, he boosts the fire on his elbow to make his punch more powerful, and just decks the guy straight in the face, knocking him out. Now, the other guy, who is ironically named Toby and is a complete idiot, has these poison paralyzing claws. He starts attacking Natsu, and Natsu goes, oh, wait a second, you've got something on your face, right? He goes, oh, really? Where? And pokes himself right in the head with his nails, thus paralyzing himself. And even Natsu's looking at him going, you're stupid. So, if Natsu's calling somebody stupid, you know they're stupid. That's all I'm saying. Alrighty, so this continues on with... Actually, I think that was about it for the first episode, wasn't it? The second episode is basically Lucy versus...
Sherry.
Sherry, thank you. And you find out that Sherry can basically command spirits. And so every time that Lucy summons a celestial spirit, Sherry takes control of it. So Taurus ends up trying to kill his master, but Lucy gains the ability to close the gate, which means she can forcefully make a spirit return to the spirit world. Lucy does have kind of a bright idea and summons Aquarius. As soon as Sherry takes control of her, it's checkmate, because the moment she starts telling Aquarius what to do, Aquarius does the same thing to Sherry that she does to Lucy, which means she attacks them both. And it's basically at that point who can take a bigger ass whooping. And then they get up all dizzy and start doing a hand-to-hand fight, and you're just like, oh, sweet, cat fight, chick fight. No.
Ouchie titties!
It just looks kind of stupid. But, Lucy wins, and then Erza shows up. That's when things get troubling. Happy shows up to see if Lucy's okay, sees that Erza's there, tries to run away, and the next thing you see is that he is tied up next to Lucy. So there's no getting away from Erza. They show up at the village. The village has a standby storage area. They find Gray. Erza starts chewing Gray out for not bringing Natsu and Lucy and Happy back. And he's like, well, I'm staying and finishing this job because I have a personal stake. Erza starts yelling at him about that, pulls a sword on him, and he says, go ahead and run me through because there's nothing you can do to stop me. He walks right out. Erza gets pissed and cuts the ropes. All this time, they're looking for Natsu. Have no idea where Natsu is. Seems he fell asleep on his way to the temple. Wakes up, goes in the temple, and just destroys the pillars on the bottom of one side of the temple, tilting the temple so that the moon drip can't get to Deliora, which was actually a pretty smart thing for him to do. Then he punches a hole through. A couple of levels of the floors, and starts fighting with Leon. Yes. And that's pretty much how things end up in episode 13. Or actually 14. Alright, so we're going to go through the list of the people who... I'm pretty sure that everybody's watched these episodes right now.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. So, Charle, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up. No, wait. I forgot. It's paws up.
Idiot.
Whatever. Happy.
Up.
Loki.
Thumbs up.
Gray.
Thumbs up.
Lisanna.
Thumbs up.
Mira.
Thumbs up.
And Elfman.
Crappy internet. And thumbs up.
Alrighty. So, what was one thing you liked or didn't like about these 2 episodes of the anime? Charle.
I have to say my favorite part was when Lucy summoned Plu and Sherry's like, ha! And Plu goes over there and starts punching Lucy in the leg, and Sherry's like, what the hell?